In the morning when I wake up, in the night when I wake up, I will lift up my voice to heaven and give you the highest praise. Hallelujah to my King. Hallelujah to my Father. Hallelujah to my Jesus. I bow before the throne. When I look at all the wonder and I see all the creation, the beauty of the universe, you never change. You never lie. You never change. You never change. Hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Hey, hey. Hallelujah. Hey. Giving, hallelujah, the highest praise, hallelujah, giving the highest praise, hallelujah, giving the highest praise. The highest praise, hallelujah, Jehovah, from the worship, Jehovah, it deserves the praise, come the praise, it deserves everything, oh, the worshiping, oh, you give me life, I will praise this name, I'm here to praise my God, because he gave me life, come celebrate, come to play. And I worship Him, He deserves the praise. Hallelujah, giving the higher 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 praise. Hallelujah, give me the highest praise. Ooh, hallelujah, oh, yeah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah, sing praises to Jehovah. Lift up your hands and worship.
All right, good evening, folks. Good afternoon. It's 4:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. We are in Liberia, right here in the USA. We say thank you for joining us now. And as usual, we are here to bring you news, information, and entertainment. We are still in search. Who is the murderer? So I'm going to be having a young journalist, Bartaforyen, Edwin Bartaforyen is with the sister Cool Online 2 FM, was the first journalist who broke the news inside Liberia. And we'll be hearing from him here late this afternoon in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. And he's going to be joining me here. He's right now standing by to be coming here very shortly. So just bear with us and we will get this program on the way. I'm Afonso Zayn. So the issue, more development, we are hearing Princess Copper, the late Princess Copper case is not going away. So we're going to be having a conversation here this afternoon, again, right here on the Diaspora Informative News Outlets. Stay tuned. Please share the video. This is serious and we need to have an honest conversation. So we're not going to excite our emotions into it, but all we are asking for answers. Let's get the ball rolling. All right. Good afternoon, folks in Radio Land, wherever you are. I'm Alfonso Z, and so right here at the New England Bureau Decks of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. As usual, to bring you news, information making headlines in Liberia, other parts of the world. Our eyes been drawn to a mysterious death. We yet to get a precise information as to how there are a lot of unanswered questions, and we are doing everything possible we can to have these conversations, and also not to insert our emotions into it, but to give you authentic conversation. The guy who broke the news with this Princess Copper, he's going to be joining me. He's with the Sister Network Television to Online Network Media Group in Liberia, Edwin T. Bartaforyen. As a young Liberian journalist who broke the news of Princess, how this came about, we're going to be hearing him. He's the first frontliner of this whole story, and it's fair to give him the opportunity as well to have this conversation. I am Alfonso Z, and so share this park here with us, and we're going to be having a conversation. He's standing by in studio in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia, doing what he loves. Very young man, progressive. I was very much impressed with his reporting in that he was very much illustrated. Let's see how it all started and give you a sense, and I'm going to be bringing him. Stay tuned. Let's get the ball rolling.
So folks, good evening, blessings, welcome to Online TV, FM 91.9. We are here at the junction district number 6, Moxorado County, where this afternoon we did. Who named identified Princess people, according to a photo registration article, is age 20, lying in the road. Right here at the house, this is how things are like things are telling that number. They get actually what happened here. So I kind of random. Check it
Okay, that's exactly what I was talking about, and that's how a journalist be illustrated to give your audience exactly to what you are talking. And that's what exactly he demonstrated, for which I reached out for us to have this conversation. Let me bring in Mr. Bartaforyen, a young Liberian journalist, is based in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. I see the camera going off here, folks. Just bear with us. I'm going to be bringing him. I see that image back there. Probably you can go off and come back so that we okay, he gone off, and let's see, you're going to come back. But you saw that's what happened. That's how you, me, us, and everyone, we got to know what was unfolding. So many questions yet to be answered. A phone call, according to reports, phone call was placed. Somebody potentially have placed that call directly, indirectly, or either the doer. We don't know. We are in a speculation period because we are waiting for the findings, and we're hoping that it will come out. Okay, let's see here. He's back with us. Let me just bring him on here to right away. Let's get a conversation going. It's a little bit late, not too much late, but he's in Liberia. Young Edwin T. Bartaforyen. I hope I'm calling this name. If you want to call, make it sure, just say Eddie or EB to make it sure. My dear brother, good evening and welcome. Are you hearing me? Edwin, are you hearing me? Check your mic. Check your microphone.
Yes, good evening. Good evening to all of the followers and listeners of Liberia Public Radio. Are you
Oh,
getting me?
yeah, loud and clear. Much better. Okay. How are you doing today?
Ye- Yes, I'm getting you.
Okay. Okay. Welcome, man. How are you?
Are you getting me?
I'm getting you loud and clear. Just make sure you fix your microphone there so that we will know exactly what's going on. Are you there? All right. That's the beauty of Liberia, the internet service there. Folks, just bear with us. We really want to know. We are hearing more developing news. He's still been following uh, what is going on. So let's see. Hopefully that goes well. Well, he's off the system again. So let's see. What are we going to get in? This is the problem. That's LIB. The internet systems is challenging. So probably let me just go back to this video, and there are a lot of other videos, latest one that we receive, or probably you have it already, but there are a lot of talking backgrounds. And like I was saying, okay, let's see, he's back here with us. Hopefully the internet service is going to do all good. Let me just bring in here. Okay, are you there? Bartaforyen, are you there? Uh, are you hearing me? Check your microphone. Are, are you hearing me? Oh boy. What a day today here. Hopefully this is gonna do us a favor. Okay, let's see here. Are you there?
Yes, I'm getting you live and clear.
Okay, much better. All right. Hopefully it just stays like that. I position it. Okay. Good evening and welcome. I know it's getting a little bit late inside Liberia, and we understand the internet system is challenging. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Alfonso. And good evening to Liberia Public Radio family. I'm humble and happy to be on this platform at this pleasant Tuesday evening in Liberia.
Okay, good. All right. So tell us a little bit. How long you been in this field? What led you to being a journalist? Let's start this a little bit in-house here. Why you find interest? People want to be accountant to play with little kids. You're a young guy. Why you want to be a journalist and why you got into this field?
When my late father was alive, and he most often listened to the BBC uh, in the early morning, like around 5 a.m. And that
Mhm.
time listening to the Voice of America. And when he listening or monitoring the radio, and I would be in the living room or the sitting room reading my notes. So when he done, he go to bed, and then I can be wondering. My dad always praising those guys sounding on the radio or the television, but why he cannot praise me? And I want to be like them. I started creating a passion in 2010 to 2011, 2012. I started reading newspaper, magazine, and started monitoring the radio. And at time, my dad will use a Bluetooth, the bigger one, and when he playing the music, he will lower down the music, and then I will talk like I'm announcing in the process, and I will like be announcing in the process. And then in 2015, they established a community radio station in Kakatan called Hope FM.
Hope
And
FM.
yeah, my dad took me to the management. At that time was one Elvis Gono, and currently the Upper Magibi County correspondent for ELBC Radio in Magibi County. And when I started as a child broadcaster, he tried to like encourage me in the process, started writing news, giving me to practice, learn how to read, learn how to write a news script. And we started reading announcement on the radio like every Saturday in the morning time. We will go with him on the radio and we will say a lot of things. We will make mistakes in English, our pronunciation may not be good, subject
It's a,
verb
yeah,
agreement.
no, it's a learning process.
And
Yeah.
when things started, we started growing up gradually. And when I entered the Booker Washington Institute, BWR, I started studying machinery, something I had to do with mechanical engineer. And
Mhm.
when I started, my dad asked me, "You said you wanted to be a journalist." I said, "Yes, but and I want it's my dream to graduate from BWR. But now
Mhm.
BWR don't offer a journalism course, so I want to do something that I can study and feel like yes, I'm a student." And I started in BWR my freshman and sophomore year. I established the first school press club in BWR, and I was elected as the president. And I guided them for the 3 years till we graduated and left the institution.
You
And
start
when
you
I,
started the, you started the press club.
yeah, and
Hmm.
I left, and I left from Hope FM and took a transfer to another popular radio station in Kakata. And the radio station is Classic FM, and their frequency is 93.9. And Classic FM play a major role in my career, Classic FM and that of Radio Joy Africa. They are the
Hmm.
two top radio stations in Kakata. When I left from Hope, I went to Joy. From Joy, I went to Classic FM, and I started announcing on Classic FM and started reading sports as
Sports
sports
news.
journalist. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was the radio station sports reporter. In that time, I would go to the field, make sure do a football commentary, basketball, kickball, and all of the other local sports within the community. And we started gaining more momentum into the journalism field. People started trusting us, and we became well known in Kakata by Gibi. And when I graduated from BWI, my dream was to work with a two media institution, either one of them. And one was Cool FM and the other was ELBC Radio. And
ELBC
when I moved
radio.
to
So hold on
yeah,
one
when I
second.
moved
Hold on one second, Mr. Bartaforyen. So we're going to have it. ELBC and Cool FM. Let's put them in order of priority. Where you wanted to go first?
uh, when I was a kid, I coming up, ELBC was my first target. But when I started listening to Cool FM and then started monitoring the station, I knew that they were independent, especially going by the
Independent.
journalism law and ethics.
Hmm.
So, and I said, if I want to be a good journalist, I have to follow the journalism law and ethics. And then I believe that Cool FM could be one of the best stations that can bring me, it can push me out, can make me to become who I want to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when I came to Monrovia, I started attending the journalism school, the professional journalism school of Liberia. And through the institution, they recommended me to Cool FM. And last year, around November, I started at Cool FM, and things started working up because at Cool FM, there are a lot of young guys, young people like Alexander Yeneke, Siawe Mapu, William Colubat Howard, Emmanuel Tu, uh, Manager Jingindo, Nathaniel Va, Wiki Brooks. They're all young people, and they 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 make the place comfortable for me. They make me feel like yes, I'm maybe at home. I'm at the right place in the right time, and that's how things started working up. I started experiencing going for a news conference, I mean press conference, covering beat, going on the field, doing interview, coming on the radio. It's just like an amazing moment for me because
Yeah.
you've been on the radio for the past 4 5 years, and you have maybe like 100 plus followers that will monitor you on the radio. And moving to Cool FM with my last name, the name that I bear, Bartaforyen. If you see any relative with that name, any individual with the name, it means that particular person is my relative because Bartaforyen is a name that you don't find more Bartaforyen people in Liberia. Like people can wonder, oh, what's the name from? What's the place from? And my late father, U.S. Bartaforyen, well, from Wolowumo, a town in Lofa County, and my mother, who is a businesswoman, she sell pepper and beta ball in the Kakatan General Market. She from Feasible, and I was born in Kakatan, grew up in Kakatan, school in Kakatan, do everything in Kakatan City. So coming to Monrovia, working with all the young guys to make my dream come true, to push me. I'm happy. That's why at
Yeah.
time I will always tell people when I started work at QFM and I set another target. Yes, as a journalist, now my dream have come true. I'm working with QFM.
Mhm.
I'm working with QFM. So my target is that I want to work with an entity that's more bigger than QFM, and I target Voice of America and that of the British
That's great.
Broadcasting Corporation, the
BBC.
BBC.
Yeah,
And so
that's great.
on
That's
on Sunday, on Sunday during the afternoon hour, March 27, during my graduation, where I received a diploma in journalism. You know, diploma set the role for you to go to a Bachelor of Art degree.
Mhm.
So, and I posted on my Facebook page. Finally, my favorite son is a professional journalist. Now, BBC and VOA watch out for me. It's not my first time. It's not my first time saying this. I've always, and I'll keep telling people that if God gave me the long life and strength, I will work with the BBC or the Voice of America as a journalist from Mama Liberia in West Africa.
Okay, let's stop here a little bit. Let's have a conversation. And I told you behind the scene what I say in darkness, I can bring it to light. I want to say I'm very, very much proud of you. And this is why we, the older folks, get into retirement, even though there are some who don't want to retire. This is why they call it generational change. It is time for us to motivate, encourage, and give the opportunity to the young folks so that when we fade away tomorrow, they will take the stage and not just be in that position to retire. And there was something very unique captured my attention in your reporting. I want to play it again for the benefit of our audience because it shows me you went through the ladder, the professionalism, the illustrations as a journalist. You become more concrete. You don't be afraid. You create that connection with your audience. So let me put this out here so you will watch yourself and see, and the audience will see, and we'll get to the real issue here. I am Afonso Zé, and so I'm here with Bartaforyen here this afternoon from Liberia. Let's watch this.
So I kind of angry. We started this live, I was so upset that topic. I'm here with my Edwin here, and the guy from top of citizen, for securing the community who have influence. And we will walk to the very soon.
There you see, it was very, very amazing. What you were doing there was to capture the attentions of us or viewers outside of Liberia, inside of Liberia, giving direction. That's how a reporter, and I was like, who is this young person here? There is a need that we give space, we give light to this young person here so that we will tell him I openly what he's doing is professional and we need to kind of give it. That was it. Okay, let's go back to this whole thing here. You were the guy that broke this news about Princess Cooper, and I'm quite sure, without no doubt, you're still trying to follow the lead as to what happened. How you got to that point to be giving that report? How you got the
Okay.
information? You got to share with us?
Uh, okay. Yes. Thank you. And it was during the afternoon hour of a Thursday, the 24th of March, 2022. And I have a workmate. We work at the same radio station. His name is Aaron Diaz, and he well known to be DJ Aaron. He's a announcer at QFM. And we all were sitting in the lobby of the institution, and then he received a call. And the information was passed on to him, said that uh, the Liberian National Police, killed somebody, and then they hauling the body. They want to throw the body out at night. So, and then he ran to me and asked, he said, I mean, there's a killing at LIBERIA Junction, but people want to hide the body, and we need to go there quickly. Call us. I said, okay, no problem. And I took up
So
the vest.
yeah, Bartaforyen, let's stop that. The person that placed that call, was he at the scene where the incident took place, or where was he at the time when he placed that call?
Yes,
Do you
the
know?
number they call him on a unknown number,
The
and
call
he
he
told us that yeah, he was at LIBERIA Junction.
Did he tell you who called in on that unknown number?
No, the person never mentioned their name. When we get to LIBERIA Junction, and then it was like a little bit delay,
Hmm.
by about 5 minutes, and then the person placed a call again, and it appeared private number. He said yes, that's the store is the Far West Business Center.
Hmm.
So just go there, they bury in the fence, but they hiding it. They don't want people to see it, just like that. And we too, we were like eager to get it quickly, to get things started
To get the
going.
news. You wanted to,
Yeah,
as an institution, this is what the media allows, to break that news. So you want to make sure you verify, know everything it is, and then you break the news. And when you got there, what happens?
and when we reached there, we were like three. Another guy, his name is Emmanuel VCC, from DBTV, from Kakata, Magibi County. The three of us, when we arrived at the scene, and then we went to the store. We we asked the security on ground based upon the information we received, and he told us that nothing like that's happening. He's not aware of anything.
So hold on one second.
Then
Hold on one second. We'll do it step by step here. Sometimes I kind of drive people nuts. You met the security. How many person you met?
there were like
How many
two in
security?
number. They were standing.
Do
There,
you
there were
remember?
two.
I remember that Fahaz building. You live from Ego, just down there to do money changing. Where were those security sitting? At the front, at the side? Do you remember where they were sitting?
Yeah, they were standing right around the entrance of the fence where Princess body was lying.
And where you
There
talk,
were,
and go ahead.
and then when we asked them, they told us said that they are not aware, nothing like that. So and then we're like confused. We said, wow. So how is it like? And something ran to my mind, and I asked my colleague, I said, "Oh, it would be advisable we get a nose mask." So when I got the mask and I brought it, we all put it on, and then it was like about 15 to 20 minutes. We cannot find the road leading to the fence, the road leading at the back of the store in the fence, and we intend to leave the place and go across the road to view from a distance to see if maybe we can discover a road. And then a guy came to us, I think he had bright in complexion, and he told us to go behind the rebar, the yellow rebar where the store bought packet. Behind that, there's a road there, and almost in the front, like underground. And my workmate, when I asked the guy was wearing a yellow t-shirt. He had a
Uh,
bag, a black bag at his back.
is that a
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy right there. And I think you can see the yellow rebar in the picture.
Yeah, and yeah, I think
And
there's a backpack. You having like a backpack.
yeah, right behind him, what you see, the something like a gate. That's the
Yeah,
road leading. That's the
to the
road to go
base.
down. Yeah, it's
No.
almost like in the front, like underground.
Hmm.
And that's the guy. And when we reached there, he said, "Oh, and nobody down there, or nobody there." And we were like high head. We wanted to see actually what's
So let me
happening.
stop you. Is he a bystander, or do you know whether he works with that building material?
From his import, I knew that maybe he's like related to them. I'm sure he's one of them. He's one of the worker because he said a lot of things. There are a lot of words in said. And some wasn't welcoming, and we were getting angry with him after we have discovered the rule already. And when we shut the
You
door,
sense out some sort of suspicion or some sort of covering up he was doing. Was that the case?
yeah, yeah. And when we shut the door, we saw from distance, we saw a black lady dressed up in a blue shirt with a trouser lying down, lying on her stomach, and her hair bare down in a pool of blood. And when we saw, we were like, for the first 5 minutes, I was number one, I was afraid. And then the guy asked me, he said, go in. I said, I can't go in. Okay. He said, go in. I said, I can't go in. He said, I said, no, I'm going in there before the minute I hold all the oil, they just do our own with the oil. So, in our the driver phone. And then there's a guy came in color clothes and he passed by us. When he passed by us, he went straight to where the body was lying down. And we follow
Was that
him.
who was he? He didn't talk to you. He didn't say anything.
But when he went there, we followed him, and then he said he's the CID commander for
See you command.
ELWA. Yeah. So he said, don't worry, everything is under code, just like that. And for me, I could not stop. I intended to take picture of it first. And then he stopped me. He stopped me. He said, no, don't take picture. So my workmate left from there. He said, no, but we came here to do our work. First, let me call 108. So my workmate placed the phone in the ear, in the phone, like he communicating with a police officer, like 108. And then he turned into the guy, he said, 108 said we should go ahead. He said, okay, no problem. And that's how I started screening the live video
That was
on
a
day one.
classical strategy because you were in search of a news and you wanted a way to get to that news. What was unfolding.
Yes, and then when we went there, we know that princess carried a bag, a handbag, and
Yes.
in the bag she contained two phones. One with a button phone, the $10
Is
button
that a hand?
phone.
Is that a handbag there?
Yeah, that's the handbag. That's it. And within our handbag, as a female, there are a lot of things that we can just mention.
Mhm.
Yeah. And her voter registration ID card were placed on the cement block you see right before the bag. So I went to the ID card, and when I saw the ID card, I called her name. I said, Princess Cooper. Princess Cooper, age 20, because in 2017 she registered at the age of 20 to go and cast a vote, maybe for the CDC-led government that we all facing serious problem with today. And I called the CID and said, oh, she's 20. They said, oh, but 2017 she was 20, and then we can do the addition. And that's why we did our mathematics, and then we came
Quickly.
out to,
What a
yeah,
smart, what a smart gentleman. So hold on
we
one
came out
second.
to 25.
Okay, when you walk in there, you saw her lying down. Was there any sign? I know you're not a medical person. Did you see her moving her legs or any movement on the part of her? What you saw at that time?
She was lying down like a baby sleeping in their mother bed.
Baby
She was
sleeping
lying
in their.
down.
What you mean by
Yes.
baby sleeping in their mother bed?
When the kids are sleeping, they just scratch up their food. They don't lay down properly, really, because her right hand. Okay, you see your hand? Yes,
Mhm.
you can see your hand, and she just with her head bent down, with a pool of blood from her nose and her mouth. The place her head is lying, the whole surrounding the filled of blood. So, and then we took the picture, we took the photo registration ID card, and we started screening live. And when we're screening live, I decided to like follow the blood that was on the floor in the fence. I decided to follow the blood that was on the floor in the fence. So thinking that where this blood started, because I thought I felt okay. That's it. See, so that's the guy and the CID man and the CID commander sitting there.
This same gentleman, they all
Yeah,
went down there, and the whole line ain't there, correct? The bed is on
yeah,
the other side.
the best on the other
How
side. And
how the ID card left from in the bag to be placed out there. Did you ask anybody that question? Why they put the ID card, how it got out of the bag?
The CID commander said he came there and saw it just as it is. And the ID card, some of the blood flash on the ID card.
Who is that? Do you recognize that gentleman who putting your hand up going?
I think he was with the CID and two other female police officers when they came in.
There was some sort of bravery on your part, and I listened to some of your other reporting that you alone can't go there. I myself, because that looks like a cave. Going there is like you going into a cave, or someone going into the lion den. So were you guys on the scene when the remains of Princess Cooper taken away by the EMS or ambulance or whatever group that came for the rescue? Are you guys there at the time?
Yeah, when we were in there doing our live, and then people started following. So the live started getting the attention of well meaningful Liberians, and some of them started turning up. So the place was like getting overcrowded. That's the time they cried, and then the whole traffic was black. And at that time, the phone call had been made to her boyfriend through the CID commander. So
How
when the
did that,
CID commander,
how they managed to know that they were, how they managed to know the boyfriend? Do you know?
okay, there's a phone, her boyfriend phone was small phone.
Mm-hmm.
It was ringing, and then the CID commander took it,
Oh,
and
somebody was calling her phone. Somebody was calling
yeah,
her phone and they pick it up.
yeah, and he never wanted to answer. So my colleague said, "Hey, you gotta answer the phone. You the officer in charge. Answer the phone." And then he was like, since he saw us from Cool FM, because we are critical, and most people are afraid of Cool FM. When you go, so say the man at Cool FM journalist, so the CID commander too was like, he was under tension for us. And then he answered the call. And after 35 minutes, the boyfriend of the late Princess Cooper arrived at the crime scene, and he could not cry. He was like off and on, started sharing tears, and he now started placing call to other family members. And her best friend came on the scene, and she said that when she came, she spoke to me first. She said, "Excuse me, I witnessed live video, and the jacket on you bear the name that I witnessed the video on." I said, "Yeah, how can I help you?" She said, "Oh, I'm hearing that one Princess Cooper was discovered dead here. I want to know the Princess Cooper." We said, "No, you cannot go in." She said, "You cannot go in there right now." She said, "No, not my Princess Cooper, I know." Then she said, "They were in fence." I said, "Yes, it's in fence." He said, "Oh, Princess, tell me the thing, oh." Princess was telling me, oh.
Telling
So
you
she told me,
what was
yeah,
Princess saying?
she said that Princess informed her, or do a messenger call. And as I hold her phone, I went through her phone, I went through their conversation. Because at that point in time, I left the live video. I
Why you
ended the
decided,
live video.
let's have a conversation. Why you decided to go through her phone? Why you were searching for Bartaforyen?
Yes. Okay. After when she came on the scene, she refused to talk to anybody. She never wanted to talk to nobody. So, and I used that as a God gift to counsel people. So I ended the live video and bent down to her and started like encouraging her, her sympathy. It can be Princess, it can be like this. That's the time that she opened up to
Open
me.
up to you.
Yeah, she said just today by about one, me and Princess have a conversation. And I said, "Can I see?" She gave me her phone, and Princess called her. It was like 3 after 1 p.m. on
Mhm.
Thursday in the afternoon, and then they talked for 1 minute 30 seconds, and then I asked her, during the 1 minute 30 seconds, what was your conversation? What was
That's
Princess
brilliant.
telling you?
That's
She
brilliant.
said, she said, "Oh, Princess called me when I answered. I saw blood moving from her nose, and she was telling me that, oh, they killing me, oh, I die, oh, sister, they killing me, oh, they killing me, oh." And then,
Let me hold you.
continue.
Let me hold you right there, because you are the guy. You the one that broke this whole news. It's important that we really talk to you. When Princess said the killing me, did she remember to Princess telling her who she were referring to? Do you remember? Did she
No,
say anything like that?
no, she said Princess only told her that they killing her. So and then the call ended. Princess ended the call. Princess placed another call again, and that call went for 12 seconds.
12
12
seconds.
seconds. It was once you answer the call, that's the time when Princess about to talk. Princess would pull up blood from her mouth, just like when you freshen water from the hand pump, according to her sister. So, and that's why she just heard that sound. And now ask her, I say, it sound like the foam drop from Princess or somebody hit Princess. She said, like the foam drop. Then that's the time my mind ran on Princess touchscreen phone. And then I left her outside and went back in where Princess Bally was lying down to see Princess touchscreen phone. When I saw the phone was damaged.
It was damaged. Was it smashed?
So yeah.
Uh,
So I knew
if yes,
that I
when you say
knew
damaged, was it like maybe
the the
somebody
screen.
smashed it, or if or something like maybe
I
it
believe
dropped?
maybe yes, it like a draft from her was scuffling. Like she was finding, from my understanding, like Princess was finding her way out of the fence. The more steps you take, the more you pull out blood. The more steps you take, the more you pull out blood. So when they talk for that 12 second, Princess was like pulling out blood from her mouth. See that?
Yeah, because viewer description is advice. Let me see here if I able to bring here. Because if you see this here, this look like someone that was struggling to see the patterns and splash all over here. Like, do you remember where she lying down there? Is that something we don't want Facebook to share this out to? So we're going to be putting, is that an outlet you think that to exit or what?
Come again?
Where you see her lying down, is that something like the outlet to get out of the building? I mean, the
Yes,
out of the
yes.
basement or back here, or what is it?
No, the building have one way to enter and one way to leave, because the other gate was like closed. It was locked with a hanging lock. So they only use that road to enter at the back of the fence, and they use the same road to leave from the fence.
Hmm.
So as I was saying, when I left from in and then I went back to Princess' best friend, who she referred to as a sister because the two of them look alike, no difference,
Yeah,
bright in
yeah. I think I
complexion.
have a video. Yeah,
They
yeah,
are
you see
very,
it.
very beautiful. Yeah. And,
So, yeah,
and
go ahead.
when I get back to her and then I ask her again, I say, just give me your phone. The other guy wanted to ask her, the other people were coming out to ask her, she don't want her to talk. So I need them to her again. I said, bring the phone, let me see. If that princess, I will tell you. So she gave me the phone. After the call ended for 12 seconds, this sister in question placed a call back to Princess, but Princess could not answer.
Prince
She
could
placed
no
the
longer
call,
answer that phone
yeah,
call.
the second time again, no way. The third time, no way. So she text Princess. I can still remember some of the text messages. She said, hey, baby, talk to me now, honey. My sister, speak to me now. I'm getting worried. I'm getting afraid. What happened? Talk to me now. I hope everything good. Oh. I'm getting
No,
scary now.
no reply from Princess.
No reply from Princess. And at that time, I believe that the late Princess was like already
So,
dead and gone. So, and
yeah.
then she asked me to show the picture to her. So I bent down and showed her the picture of the late Princess. She still could not believe it. So,
So,
and then
yeah.
we talked to the security, and then she went in. As soon as she pushed the door, she saw Princess lying down. She went off.
She recognized the clothes that she was wearing. That was and get to know that was her. That was the
Yes,
case. You think? At that time,
yeah,
LMP, at that time, the police officers, they were there already, or just between those few
yes.
and you people.
At that time the police officer were there, but they were
So
like this local police.
okay, let me ask you this question here because you are the guy on hand with this whole information. Very important, and I would really appreciate picking our call here. Normally, men, women, all of us, people have people that they confide in, trust in, and what are they going somewhere, some kind of way, somebody must be informed. I'm going to ERWA, I'm going to Gardnersville, but you know what? I'm going to see XYZ. Did she
Yeah.
say anything at any time Princess telling her, even though I'm going to ELWA, but I'm going to see XYZ person? Did she mention anything like that?
And yeah, she said that Princess trusts her more than anybody else in life.
Mhm.
Princess don't do anything without telling her. If
Okay.
Princess, if Princess and her boyfriend had an affair, Princess will inform her. But Princess come to hear the she wasn't informed.
Princess, she just only got to know I'm going to ELWA to be back.
She Princess told her that Princess now were going to do her work at Capitol Building.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
That was a capital building she was aware of.
she was aware of Capitol Building.
Not
And
Princess leaving Capitol building going to
to go
ELWA.
to hear yeah. So I believe that the rumors that I'm hearing, or other people say she was living on Capitol Building, telling her she's going to her work to ELWA. I believe these are all rumors because probably
Uh,
people just want to get their side of the story.
okay, you've been following this here. I am concerned. I am interested to know whether it was Princess' first time going to that Fahaz building material. Do you gather any information as to whether she has been there before and for what reason?
Okay, now I will go back to the guy in the yellow shirt with a
The yellow shirt.
backpack.
This person here,
Yeah.
yeah, this yellow shirt person with the jeans pants and the backpack and I don't know shades here. Let's hear the guy in the yellow shirt. What happens?
The guy in the yellow shirt told us that there's no road down there. First, second, he told us nobody's in there, and third, he said that this lady asked him to use the bathroom.
Who is the lady?
Princess Cooper
Princess asked him to use the
to use
bathroom.
the bathroom,
Where was
and
Princess coming from and that she wanted to use the bathroom and just bumped into him that she wanted to use the bathroom?
and then again, when times come out, he come out to say, "Oh, maybe she can't use the bathroom." He said maybe again. So he was like just saying all type of things. And then he said normally people can go back there to use the bathroom, they will urinate and they will go on the ground. So we went
To
back
what?
in.
To do what?
We went back to
On
just to use the bathroom, maybe to urinate. And we went back in there to know that if the scent of urine can
Mhm.
never be hidden.
Right.
So we draw our nose on the ground fast and then we can't smell nothing. But later we know that there was a bathroom before reaching to the generator place.
Was the generator
And
on? This generator here, was it on at the time when you guys got
yes,
there?
it was beating. Normal business was ongoing at the store, just like nothing happened. Normal business, just like normal working
Are there
day.
people living down that whatever, I don't know, it's a basement or backyard? Are there people living there? You notice anybody residing, living in that place or what?
Uh, from the back of the building, there were clothes hanging, like people washing clothes, people cooking. You know, people live there. People live within the building. And what I observed, all of the cartoons, there were cartoon, a brand cartoon. We went to the cartoon, so and I started sharing fun. I say, oh, the Lebanon men can really smoke. Oh, see the amount of cigarette the men that smoke. Just that way. And then I and my colleague were laughing. We went to the gym, there was nothing. But what got me afraid, what got my attention, when I came back the second day, or maybe before the second day, I slept with the officers
At the place?
at the crime scene, yes. Because
Why?
I never
Why you
wanted,
decide? Why you wanted to? Why you decided to sleep there, Bartaforyen?
okay, I decided to sleep at the crime scene because I never wanted any other information to pass by me. Secondly, there was a threatening remark from a guy who came with a motorbike. He told the officers, he said, the place, we will burn down the place tonight. Let
We
me
will
go, let me
burn.
go, yeah, let me go Mamba Point and bring more force. And then my colleague now from GBTV, from Kakata, he knocked me, say, can't carry me on the motorbike, can't carry me back. I can't stay here. Everything it's trying to be intensified. Then that's the time I did the second video on the scene date,
Yeah.
getting the view of citizen. So when I started the live, and then the people were like talking, they were like talking stones. So I had to protect my best friend, which is my phone. and I ended the live. The live went for 3 minutes, I think 3 or 4 minutes. So we were choking stones, hitting people were running here and there. So I ended the live, and because I've not been into this like before. So that's why I was brave, but I was a little bit afraid too.
What was running through your hair when you were doing all of that? Was there any fear? What
Yes,
was there?
from the beginning, but there was a fear, and currently as I speak to you, the fear is still within me. And because other people trying to say, "Oh, Edwin was the first journalist that broke the news," you were like this. So I'm started, try developing a little fear. I'm, what I'm saying currently, I'm afraid, really, to be honest,
Have
because
you received any phone call from anybody since then to say why you went viral with this thing here? Anybody have called you? Anything?
so far the only things I'm experiencing, I receive the more message on Facebook. So when the message comes, I was just like, hi, I will not reply. Hi, I won't reply because people started adding me as friend, and then I won't confirm them. Yes. So because you know when we ready, actually when we get out of the scene, one of my workmate, Aaron, this Aaron Dia, who is known as DJ Aaron, he's a well popular guy. He's popular anywhere he go. People can block traffic just to see him. People want to shake his hands. People want to speak to him. He's a popular man and good on the radio. So he was like also at the same time he was like doing phone calls to put more pressures on the security, and that in which I really appreciate him for in the process. So during day two, when we went back at that business center, and then they they arrested the security and the Lebanon guy. They were in the car.
How many security do you think you remember? How many security were picked up?
Uh, we saw two black guys with one white man, which is a
What
Lebanon
became
man.
how this guy with the yellow who was giving conflicting information, which is a red flag in itself. No one down there, no road there. The road on the other side. Princess, the last princess wanted to pee or whatever it is. Do you know his whereabouts? Was he picked up too as well or what? Do you know?
That the guy we talking about
Mhm.
when the crowd started coming in, when the this princess girl, like she's related to, and I think an EPS or ERU, one of them, and then they came out with a syringe. So the guy's an EPS guy, and when the guy arrived on the scene, so he started noticing that there are more people, you know, turning up really, but just within 5 to 6 minutes, and I started checking for this guy, but I can see him again. Started checking
Why
for
you
him.
why were you checking for?
I would check if only I could just lay out him. I want to tell the police officer, don't let the guy leave this place from his statement. And secondly, I want to do a real photo with him. I want to take a photo with him. See, and he left on the scene. So and when we went back there for day two, and then we started to explain to the people what happened. That's the time when I went at the back of the building. You know, I saw a curtain filled of blood within a carton.
Yeah, I saw
So
one of your video. There was a cartoon, and I don't know, it was a cotton bulbs or some other stuff. Was that a curtain?
yes, so and then that two things ran to my mind when I saw that. One,
Mhm.
it may be the curtain news by the people that came out to pick up Princess body to maybe wipe their hands or something. And secondly, I said maybe the curtain may be used to wipe blood from inside the house on the tile because we're very smooth.
To destroy evidence.
Yes, so that's the time I decided to go in the building to make sure that if if the blood to just capture anything. And then I claimed the first area, the second area, and that's the time the fear came in me. And I ran back downstairs and left from the fence and went and called my workmate, Aaron DJ Aaron, and then he Aaron too, and came from outside way with that anxiety. And then quickly, when he opened the door, he said, "You see this, you see this." We went upstairs and we went with a police officer. There's an officer with us who can carry a arm. And then we went up, everything, but we were like afraid to go into horses each part of the place because
Yeah.
the officer to stop highway ourselves to were like afraid. And
Okay. Let's have a conversation here. We always allow our onliners to participate, and because I don't want anything to slip by me, especially when I find it interesting. This is what Ambassador Roosevelt S. Down said. He said, Mr. Soul, he wanted to say something about the two, what got him concerned and afraid, but you did not give him chance. Can you ask him back what happened on the two when he went back there? When he went back on the
okay,
two.
yes, I'm seeing her comment.
Mhm.
And when I went back for day two, what got me concerned and what got me afraid was this the curtain that I saw within the cartoon. The, you know, and then you can listen to the line. I said, okay, now look at this, and I noticed that from my own analysis, from my own fact finding, from my own understanding, I look at the cartoon for long, and I said, there's a far there was a foul play on this body. And then I said, why when the people were taking the body, all of you they asked us to leave, they asked us to get us out. And then I started wondering. So I was in search for where they took the curtain from to wipe the blood. And then when we were about to enter the house, there was an old pirogue. They threw in the pirogue. They were they took the curtain from. And that's how we started going. You can observe it that I was controlling the foam on the floor. Like there was the tiles looking like this. That's how I was going. I was controlling it on the floor because I wanted to experience something. And Mr. Saw, if you notice something or you observe something, if you have a smooth place and a water was there, and then you intend to wipe it with a cloth, you will wipe it smoothly, right?
Mhm.
And when you have a rough place where water wasted, and then you put the clothes there, not the part of our clothes will draw the water off.
Right.
The part of our clothes will be dry. You see that?
Mhm.
Part of our clothes will be dry. So that's it. That's just what
Yes.
maybe like. And then when I claimed the second store, and then I was like afraid because my whole mindset was now like the did this to princess, the did this to princess. So let me leave the place. That's the time I came out in that fear mode, and then ran out quickly and called my workmate. And we went
Let's
back
take a
in.
break. Bartaforyen, let's take a break and get a glass of water. I am Alfonso Zayan Salt of the Liberia Public Radio New England Bureau Desk with the gentleman who broke the news of the late Princess Cooper. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm Alfonso Zayan Salt of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We are still in search to talk to people. By the way, we extended an invitation to the police spokesperson, Moses Carter. A number of our messages are yet to be answered or call to be returned. We hope that we can give him the opportunity to also have a conversation with him as we intend to do all of this. This is, look, I was deeply touched. I saw the footage you are reporting, how illustrative, and hearing from you and your quest to find out, I mean, to get the information is quite amazing, very professional. And part of that is to let the audience and the public know as a reporter to bring it. I want to play something here, but for Facebook, viewer description is evangelist. See, I don't think I want to show it because this is quite interesting. The audio in it. Let me see here. I want to see how I can play it without. I don't want to put it out there because there's some graphic. We don't want Facebook to share up. Let me see what I able to do it
Yeah,
without.
yeah, you can just play the audio of it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh God. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find a way to get back to this here. Somehow. All right, just bear with me, folks. I really want to get this here. I had it earlier, but what did I do and get it off here? Let me see. I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, let's listen.
Yeah.
Tell you what you started from. Can you see the blood? Hey, when you go to the man, I'll go, but I go to the man, I can't. I want to put me in player. See it? How about it here? You can see. Yeah, can you see? Yeah, can you see? Can you see, princess? Can you see, princess? Come on, people, don't play ball, please. No ball, please. Can you see, princess? I'm coming off from princess. No, you can't carry on. Princess. Yeah. See, princess.
This is that's our own embossment. Are you hearing? Let me put my mic on. Are you hearing me? Hold on one second. Are you hearing me, Butterfly? Okay. The video is kind of like start. Are you there? All right. Let me just getting off here. I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure, folks. You heard what was in the audio there. That our own embossment place here. I'm interested. Who was saying that? Let's see here. Maybe Bartaforyen will be back here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, he's off. I remember the internet too in Liberia is kind of like it's a pain in the neck. But let me go back here and see if I can play this again for you guys to hear exactly. I want you to listen. I mean, you can see it, but because of Facebook community policy, we wouldn't want to put this video out there as well before we are shut down because against Facebook policy. But I want you to listen to this audio here. It's quite interesting.
Can you see the blood? Hey, when you go to the man, I'll go, but I go to the man, I can't. I want to put me in player.
Aaron, that's our own embossment and place here. Let's lock the door. What should the door be like? Who are the boss men? What should the door be like? Who are the boss men? Who is covering up? There must be a purpose of the phone call that led her to leave Capitol Hill or bypass or whatever business that she was attending to go to EOWA. There's no sanctions. Every Liberian should have the right to travel every quarter or every place traveling there, and people are being harmed supposedly from to what we're seeing with the limited information that we have. We're waiting for a conclusive investigation. We're not going to be judgmental, but see what is happening. And somebody was asking the question here. We're going to have engagement with the. This is what Mr. Gunler is saying, and of course, that's our very George Gunnerlet is saying. I am curious about the Lebanese businessman knows about the crime scene, and when did he know it? Why hasn't the police considered his business as a crime scene? George, you are quite on point. I don't know. I hope I have the opportunity to speak with those in charge who are having this investigation. Interestingly, I was on the phone with someone today. It's right here in the USA. And I went downtown, my own downtown Pawtucket, in the bit to find answers with those who have the expertise as well, and just lay out the scenario. But you know, they are professionals, and the officer says this could be multiple of variables. That's the word he used, multiple variables. And he was using speculation because he does not have a conclusive insight of a story. But what I observed when I was explaining and trying to get a video and all of that, he was like scratching his hair, scratching his hair. But he was concerned. The very first question he asked was, what was it, a forensic or a autopsy, being a minister? I said that will give you, and not just only a independent. That's the word I used, and I like, okay, where is he driving from? Knowing exactly what he was saying, that sounded, and he applied it here. He said, if you were in the U.S., the crime scene would be sealed up. He wanted to know whether people live within that, whether it's an isolated area or people live actually there. And you wanted to know what time of the day it happens. Someone should provide answers. Somebody should know something. And that part of the job of the investigators. Before you go somewhere, you can't just get out and go. Interestingly, there was a phone call that prompted her to leave whatever she was doing. It is not a crime to go to EOW or Garnersville or Mount Barclay or wherever it is. What is a crime is when you go where you're supposed to go and there's a harm being done, then there's a crime. There's no statutes of limitation to say don't go X, don't go Y, you as a Liberian. But what we need to know, why it happens, who did that, who placed the phone call. At which she have told her friend, this friend that, okay, let's say we have our guy back here. I wish you had told her friend with the slightest mistake to say, this is XYZ person I'm going to. Or probably she would have just done a live video to capture the image of folks that were in there. And not just a messenger call. Probably who are giving us a good sense of what was happening. And the guy we say here a couple of days ago, this is being confirmed. Let me bring in Bartaforyen of Cool FM, the gentleman broke, and you listen to him. These are people, if this guy was in this country or any other country, believe me or not, he starts his internship with CNNs or maybe Al Jazeera or Fox or any of these big cable network. This is how you are elevated. This is why it's important as a society we give way to the young generations. You don't have to be there until uh, 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 whatever retirement meets you, because the more you stay there, you suppress young and brilliant people. This young man's reporting is like somebody who has been in the media industry for decades. But you listen to him, and it was handled professional. Let me bring in the man to Bartaforyen of Cool FM Online too. All right, let's have a conversation here. This is, and that's just what I was saying. Believe me or not, this story, if it was in the West, by this time you're not talking to me. You're gonna you're gonna be talking to maybe Ted Turner, the CNN side CEO, or all of those big guys. But your dream will be fulfilled. I can tell you. This is how it starts. It's all about patient, being professional. You're not judgmental and do what is right. So, have you followed through with the family since this year? Have you had an interest to follow through the boyfriend?
Yes,
I don't think to
on
go
today,
to their DPS. Yeah, up to date. Go ahead.
yes, on today, I pay a visit to the family, and to be honest, they are still in tears. Actually, they are in tears. They can't just get over it. They can't just get over it. And you know, this girl, she's a popular figure in Liberia, actually. And imagine somebody telling me that they used to witness her video on TikTok. So she's somebody that she's a popular and well-known person. And today when I visited the family, I was like, I wanted to do a live with them, but the way they were crying from there to there, and I myself, I felt their pain. Actually, I felt the pain, and then I went to the sister again. I met her, and she asked me that I should give her my number. I gave her my number. I went to the boyfriend, and it's just like they now they want their body, but they want they have uh, the health practitioner to carry on their final checkup and to come up to say if I will play. So when I asked the boyfriend to maybe just make one or two statements, he said he cannot he can now speak to he cannot speak to me now, and he was like doing one or two introduction to other people. Oh, this is Edwin, the journalist. I got the attention of my late woman. Oh, this is the second, the third time in the day again, he pulled up with crash, and I myself too, I could really stand it. So I decided that to have a one-on-one interview with them after the result come up on tomorrow, because tomorrow they will be doing
The
the final
autopsy.
checkup on the body. Yeah. So right after the checkup, and I want to do a live interview with the best friend who is known as the sister, all the family members, especially the boyfriend, and all of that. But for today, they could not just they were not just able to talk to me. Actually, they wasn't able to talk to me.
I understand she got a daughter,
And
right?
yeah, she have a son
Son,
and a daughter. Yeah,
two.
they bought her current boyfriend. The both of them have a son, and I believe that this daughter in question, maybe it could be another person or something like that. But what I've been told was that they even have they are planning wedding next month, something like that.
Hmm. So up to this point, what a brilliant investigative process that you are going through. So nobody has come out to say, Princess sent me a text message. Princess told me was going to ELWA to see anybody. Nobody has come out to say anything.
No, no one, nobody wanting to do so.
Do you have an
Nobody
idea?
wanting to do
And let me
so.
come back to this question. I know it sounds a little bit redundant, but the boyfriend or the sister or any family, do they remember Princess going to that building, to that firehouse building in the past? Anybody say anything? Whether she had been there before?
For but for the sister said that Princess cannot hide anything from her. So if Princess come here, she wasn't aware. She's not know. And I hearing people saying that, oh, normally people can go at the back of the building to go urinate, to go do this. And I just want to say this to all those who are watching, if they can bear me witness. You see, female, the females of our days, if something jam them up, they don't hide it. They don't hide it. They walk directly to you, tell you, oh, I'm Jay, I want to urinate, I want to use the bathroom. Automatically, if you are a Muslim, a Christian woman asks you to be in rush to help us. So if you tell me that something was bothering princess and the princess asked to go down there, it's just impossible. It's just impossible because you cannot, it's just like it's just confusing actually. The only thing I can say if I had the opportunity to like give my one or two words to the Liberian National Police, I will ask that that building contain a CC camera. That building contain a CC camera, and I want the police to use the video or the picture of that guy in the yellow shirt. Ask the Lebanese man, ask the other security that were on ground if they know the guy in person. And this particular guy, you, they can remember. If you're news to somebody, you can see the person photo from a distance, you identify the person. So they can do it. But because there are a lot of protests, there are a lot of pending protests coming up. Another group want to stage a 3 days protest, no eating, no drinking, till Princess can be can receive a food or justice. When these things happen in our country, it's not just welcoming for us. Actually, it's not just welcoming for us. A young lady, it, she could represent Liberia at the beauty pageant. She's beautiful. If you see the picture of Princess, she's such a beautiful lady. Died mysteriously, disgracefully, shamefully, in a bad and sad moment. Where are we heading to? Where are we heading to? It's not just good for us. Actually, it's not just good for us because it is impossible, Mr. So. It is impossible. Okay, you cannot tell me now. I work at QFM. I'm currently in the compound of QFM, right?
Hmm.
Okay. If I'm the security here, no one will come to QFM without me being in the know. No one will come to enter QFM without my consent. See that? So you can tell me that if Princess, because we were informed about it was about three. We were informed about three. You cannot tell me that Princess Bali would just be lying down there, other people be passing by it without blowing alarm. You can do that. You can do that. I believe that maybe Princess and an individual or fellow in there had a misunderstanding. Or maybe Princess of a person maybe slowly that led to her death. But all I can say, Princess not allowed to tell us who do this to her.
She could be the person to really provide a narrative. Unfortunately, that's not the case. That's the most saddest thing. And she did not tell the closer friend that she always confide in to tell her, because even we men, if you go into a place or going to visit somebody, if you want your friend to know, we all women, and it's common, it's typical with women. Oh, I'm going to see so
Sure.
person. I'm going to see this. This time it didn't happen. So that itself, I'm wondering how that happens, why she did not tell, why nobody knows something about it. I mean, it's just something, and how she ended up in that place. She didn't go to buy anything from what we see happening. uh if it's happened, maybe they have not released that. Whether she went in the store first to do a transaction and say, okay, can I use whatever place? But even if they are using that, it means she has to come around and somebody must lead the way through for her to go there. And if she went in there, why she can come out for her to end up the way it ends like this? And that's the mystery in the whole thing.
Sure.
This video here, courtesy of Cool FM, you did this. I'm wondering whether police they are pull all of these video here. This our bossman place here. We got it. Who was that person that talking? Who is that an employee? You think those people that were in the
And
building? That were. Let me. I want to go back to A again. So let's see. Let's hold on here one
yeah,
second
yeah,
because.
I want us to capture something.
Mhm.
There are two statements in that video. If you listen to it, Kenny,
Okay,
one,
let's play it. Okay, hold on one second. Let's play it so the audience will listen to us and we can discuss it quickly.
Can you see the plug? Elon, when you go ahead and let it go, pero you go to American, I want to prominent player. Shit. Everybody, that's what you sell it for.
Okay, this person started Aaron. They call a name. I don't know who's the person, but the person that was talking, the one calling Aaron, someone there by the name of Aaron. That was on a bossman and play here. Who are the
yeah,
bossmen you were referring to?
that's the time when they asked my workmate Aaron to leave, for us to leave from where the body was. So when we're leaving, that's the time they told Aaron, when you go, you must close the door. They were getting another guy instruction that if Aaron get outside, they should close the door.
Oh, Aaron is one of the reporter. They're your colleagues.
Yeah, yeah. If
And
Aaron get outside,
do you know the person who was giving Aaron's instruction that were on a bossman? Is he an employer, like an employee to that facility, to the Fawaz, or what? Who was that person who was giving instruction?
I think he's one of them. He's one of the employee because they, other people, other guys work there too. They never came to work that day, but when they heard the news, they came out. They came out to, you know, all of them were like turning up, even including the guy that gave us the nose mask. The guy that gave us the nose mask, he's a store boy. He was in the store when I asked him, I said, I want the nose mask, but I pass all around. I can't get a nose mask. And then he said, wait for me, I'm coming. And when he stole three nose mask and brought it to us.
Yeah. And the reason I'm insisting why she didn't tell, because when I went downtown Pawtucket in my city to the crime scene to kind of introduce myself and telling them to why I was there for and blah blah blah. The first thing was, is there any information what that person is? It seems like that place has been visited before, or whatever phone call that was placed is the deceased might have been familiar with that phone call. It's all speculation too because they have no insight of other things. But you know, you just call me, can enter the house, okay, but to leave and go there, somebody might have lead the way through. So was
Yeah,
it set up that it was just it was orchestrated, and this lady just walked into the lion's den. That's why it appears to be.
Because that's why one of the major person they could go is those securities that are on ground. Those securities, because you cannot tell me that this lady will just be passing and just get a rule. Okay, look at a young guy like me. I'm not stupid. I'm educated. I'm high here, yes, indeed. But I find it difficult to discover the road to go at the back of that fence.
Yeah, it's if we were to play most of these things here, that I mean, people are saying it's just it's looking horrible. And I said that because when I was in Liberia a couple of weeks ago, I went for my mother's funeral. That was in VAT. I want to pay for something. We pay, and then just before reaching to the red light, there's a store you have to go and pass another two, three store, put the car in, and then they will have to take the stuff. But I tell you, when the guy opened the gate, it's like you're going in a cave, real dark. And I said, I'm not going in there. I pay the money. You get your workout because it's like you just going in a hole and stuff. So I think there's a time these places need to. I'm wondering whether that is the first time you in Liberia. Is it the first time something happening, or maybe to come out in public at a facility where the way you see it for yourself? And we are honest, we understand that people live there. The worst thing is happens broad day around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the
No,
afternoon.
I believe that at Ishelen, because the blood that you see on the floor, the blood you see on the floor, it's not blood that was fresh again, that blood that are already dry. And you know blood is thicker than water.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like the incident took place between 8, between 9, 10, 11 in the morning. Because even the blood her head in, everything cooked and everything was like dry up. And the
What time
sun
you
was
guys?
really,
What time you guys got on the scene?
we got around so many past 3.
Past 3. And when you look at her phone log, the call with her friend was around what? One? You said one something?
Around 3 after 1.
3 after 1. So yeah, that means the incident has occurred before you got almost like 2 hour elapsed or whatever it is.
Well, yeah.
You look at that blood stain, it's already wow. Wow. The boyfriend, the family,
Yeah.
did they tell you anything that she ever explained somebody might have been after her, anything of a nature the family have told you?
Oh, they only talk about her profession. They said that she's a caterer and then she good at doing makeup for people. She do face bead, like the other guy told me. She also design on a business place or place for wedding.
Preside because
Yes.
on her voting card, she's 20 years of
Okay.
age. The age rating of voting
Okay.
card is 20 years,
Okay. Let's
and
listen to this.
she's identified as Princess Cooper. She carrying
That was you.
a bag, carrying a bag, and as you can see, that's a brown bag, and it is a frustrating moment to be beside. So these are police officers, members of the CRD. They are all here, and we stay here waiting to get what actually led to her death. But the worker of this place said that the incident actually happened at about 13 GMT. So that's the lady. Actually, it is a
Yeah, that was you reporting right there. And the video, when I saw her boyfriend, that is heartbreaking. When I saw the video of the boyfriend going in there, he was going crazy. It's like, let me just take my own life as well.
Yeah, sure. He could not cry. Actually, he was like all over the place. It was actually a frustrating one for him because loving somebody with your all, especially that person, your partners,
So
sharing
let's
from.
pick up, yeah, let's pick up some questions here. That will soon be wrapping up. I know it's getting late in Liberia. Uh, as far as you are concerned, I know I was listening to Carter the other day on the sister network TV say, well, the phone was not that important. I don't know whether they have the phone. Have you got any information for phones where they are right now?
I think doing when they took her body, there's a lady was carrying the bag, but I believe that lady was part of the jury team that came to assess the body, the people that took the body. But what got me confused was I'm still asking questions. Was it right to ask us to leave when they were doing their thing on the dead body? And was it necessary? Because that I think that's the place they like put the blanket on our face, the black stuff on our face.
Hold on one second. When a mortar was being removed, it was not in the presence of the media. They asked you
No,
guys to leave.
they asked us to leave. We identified ourselves. The guy said we should leave.
Was that the police?
They were in color clothes. The guys they were in color clothes. They came
Was
out
there
with a jeep.
established
They had
any identity ID to say, hey, we are like maybe from the medical or whatever? Do you know where they came from?
they never do so. Even a lady from the Ministry of Gender tried to show her ID card that she's Ministry of Gender. She want to make sure what happened. They asked
And
her to leave.
how many
So
persons? How many persons?
they were full. The first two enter and then the second two follow. We were
Initially,
leaving on the
initially when all those things were going on, they was in there. They came in after they came in, they were about to get the body out and they asked everybody to leave.
yeah.
Prior to that, what happens was her body it was still uncovered, or they had anything like a blanket.
Mm, she was just lying down like the way you saw it on the video, and that's how
Those
she was lying.
Do you remember the people that came in and asked you guys to leave? Do you remember what they came with? Was there any structure? They brought in anything that they were gonna pour? You remember seeing
Uh,
anything like that?
no, they were pick up. No, they never pour anything. They never place the body anything. I believe that they did so because they don't want anything to like to get extracted with the body. Maybe doing their checkup, it will just come up with better results.
So when you went out, how far you and your colleague, where were you guys standing? Were you out there when they brought the body outside as well? You saw then was a
And when
body?
they asked her, and then the way they were trying to intensify ourselves, I asked my workmate that we dress back dress. Yes, because when Princess Body was coming out of the fence, they had to use the EPS car to clear the road. They had to use that syringe to let the body go to GFK. So we dressed, we went back to the nearby gas station. They were standing when they carried the body.
You don't recognize those folks that came in that asked you guys to leave. There was no recognition.
No, no, I can't remember none of them because yeah, I'm not really into that part of journalism actually. So majority of them were strange in my face.
And they were not uniform to establish their
They
true
know they were in color clothes. They were
color
all
code.
in color clothes with papers, pen, and gloves.
So meaning when she was removed, no family person at the time her boyfriend were there.
Yeah, boyfriend, relatives, uncle, auntie. They train our community dwellers from where she lives.
and nobody was allowed in there at the time her body was removed. Nobody was necessary, none of the family member, nobody.
When they go there, they will like drop. They won't hold the body. They won't go off. So they were like stopping them. They were like stopping them.
Okay. What is 5:35? I think we have had an extensive conversation. Is there anything else, Mr. Tai Bartaforyen, before we let you go? Is there anything you want to share with us?
And yes, maybe it could just be a little piece of advice to the Liberian National Police. They should really, really do their best in investigating this particular story. Justice can be delayed, but it can never be denied. They said justice for all and justice for the people of Liberia. If Princess died by herself, let it be. If she was killed by those foreigners or she was killed by anyone from Liberia, let the perpetrator be brought to justice so that we can continue to enjoy the peace that we started enjoying since 2006. And my own recommendation to the Liberian National Police, I believe there was a CC camera in there and there's a CC camera still there. They can use that CCTV camera to capture the entire happenings of the day, and it could be a help to them. And also, we're hoping to see that the better results comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And
So
tomorrow is Wednesday.
I don't want to already get this interview. Were you guys there when the security team came to evacuate the owner of the facility? You guys were.
Upon arrival, they were already in the car.
What do you mean upon arrival, they were already in the car?
Like when they came to that, we went there day two during the second time because I believe that they never arrested nobody that particular day happened. There was nobody arrested. Nobody. Nobody was arrested.
The
The very
evacuation
day.
done by the police was there because I heard Moses Carter saying there are other people arrested. I don't know, there are other Liberians or they were just only other people. The people that evacuated were they only the business? Were they only these Lebanese or some Liberians who lived there? They were all evacuated or only the Lebanese folks?
They never told us really. They never. He never specified them to say, oh, this one was arrested, this one like this one like that. He never do so.
Okay. Mr. Edwin T. Bartaforyen, I want to thank you so much for sharing this with the youth. You got this news. It's through your professionalism. I want to say very, very high professional work that you did with your colleagues. The coverage been very illustrative, strictly to the point, making us to know exactly what was happening. Like I was saying, if this coverage, the coverage, believe me, it was in the West. By this time, my son, he's sitting on a different table. Maybe I won't even have the chance to talk to you, believe me or not. But yeah, I won't have the time to talk to you because by this time, major cable news work will begin to scramble over you to say, hey, we want to hire this person, we want to do this here. But I think you did an extraordinary job, like someone who has been in this career for especially to stay at that night, to spend the night there. I mean, you wanted to know exactly what was happening so that you would tell your viewers, you would tell the public exactly as a reporter. It was almost like Nick Pellon from CNN's International News and all of those people covering major worldwide event. I want to thank you so much. I don't hesitate to reach out to contact or if need be, if there are more information you gathered. And I want to thank you for accepting our invitation to appear here. Uh, and hopefully, maybe at some point in time, we'll give the family a little breathing space and talk to them because I know it's a very challenging time. And you, as a young person, to witness that itself has his own, uh, uh, you know. So, but it was a sort of experience in another form or context, if you will. But I want to thank you so much and for sharing this evening with us here on LPR. Thank you so much.
I'm humble and many thanks to all of you too. And thanks to you, I, I refer to you as a father because in the you actually wanted to know actually what happened and you want the listeners, your viewers to listen to the information because there are a lot of rumors circulating on Facebook, on the social media, on the radio about how Princess Death came about. But you make sure you do everything possible and at least the little information I go wide to our people. And we will keep following the investigation process. We will make sure that if Princess died by herself, the public will be informed. If Princess was killed, the public will be informed, and then we can move on on a normal basis. But all I can say, my condolence to the Cooper family for the loss of their beautiful 25 years old daughter, and to Princess Cooper, may her soul rest in perfect peace, wherever she was, whatever things she found herself doing now. I pray that may her soul be accepted unto our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And thank you so much for this historical opportunity that I will never forget about.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, folks, my friends and so of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv in our quest to know and talk to folks who are in the front line. There is a young journalist, young Liberians, protocolizing his career, and that from all indications, he did an excellent job. That some of the old grown up cannot even, some of us cannot even afford doing. And this is all about the passion that he has for the profession. I don't see him to be one of the entertainers in this industry. He follows the rules. He knows in as much as a young person, but he knows exactly what he's doing. And that's why he get all of that good reporting. That's the essence of news. There is an entertainment aspect, but it's very minimal. But today's news media or today's news in the Liberian cycle, I more or less people pivot in the directions of the entertainment, create unnecessary drama, and as a result, people are confused, diffused, they don't know which way to go. So we do not know, and that's why people yet to know what is news, to identify what is news. Until we can come to that point to identify what is news, what worth sharing with the public, because people act on those information that we share. It is important. We can be judgmental. In as much it might be bad, it has to be proportionate. Give people the other side, and it is the public to decide. And so we who sits behind the microphone will become judgmental and cut the cake and say, this is how it is. Then the essence and the substance of the conversations, it is no need. And that's why we are still determined to talk to those that are in charge of the investigation, to tell us precisely what they know, how did Princess Cooper, the late Princess Cooper, got to that point, who was the first person perhaps Princess Cooper interacted with. Did she go out there to buy something? What was bought in that event? How she ended up in the backyard or corridor of that store to get us to talk what we are talking today? Who escorted her there? Who plays directly or indirectly plays that phone call? On whose order? These are all consequential and unknown answers or questions that we need to find answer to. How did the LNP arrive, or this police spokesperson for which I really want to talk to, because I listened to him live and well on the sister network televisions, and there was some sort of inconsistency. But because drama and entertainment is embedded within the news cycle, panelists, hosts, contributors, nobody grabbed the sense. Carter said one thing, the family Dr. Mobo said another thing. Dr. Mobo presented, illustrated a diagram, things that he observed in the preliminary examination, asked the doctor what he noticed, what was observed. That was the physical part, not the internal part. And Carter came up conclusively that there was no fight committed. I am not either suggesting that there was one, but when we sit behind the microphone, we are obliged to make sure that our viewers and audience are adequately informed so that we get the information out. Momo said he's noticed a bruise on her left or right eye, and Carter said nothing. That is unclear. It needed clarification. None of the 6 panelists called the attention of Carter's statement. Perhaps how can he reconcile what the doctor was saying? And that slide, it went by. Simply because people focus on the entertainment aspect than listening and trying to find the substance of the conversation. And that's why when people are talking, you are a host or whatever, you listen, because thousands of people, it's not only Liberians, let's view it, not only people of different nationality, it's on the social media. And we can easily be judged, all of us, one person's stupidness, we all can be judged or put in that Hillary Clinton said basket of deplorable, that we are not farsighted, we are not smart. Are we just doing it for fun? But in this case, it should not be fun because life is involved or life is being destroyed, irreplaceable. And that's happened to be a young lady. For what we know now, this lady seems to be a career person, innovative, that has the ability to fend for herself, very creative. I don't think she was living her hands out. A caterer, hearing, tutoring, teaching, and all of that. She seems to be a full-time career woman involved in multitudes of roles. It wasn't a bad thing for somebody to call her. Maybe she has done some work in the past, and so she has a right to find customers. What is important when she answers a phone call with hope that it's a business call that she pick up, it must be a business transactions, not to abruptly erupt her life. And if that happens, then we need to find how and why and who did it. There's no curfew in Monrovia or in Liberia, as far as I'm concerned, that 1 o'clock you can't go to EOWA or 1 o'clock you can't go to Fawaz bidding. Where are the Fawaz? Let's deploy common sense. Someone come to your house, or somebody come into your house, most likely must meet your consent. If I enter your house, I must leave your house safely. If I enter this house, I might have encountered 1 or 2 persons, even if the owner is not there. So who did I meet when I enter? Who gave me a glass of water? Who gave me a napkin to wipe my face because the sun is freaking hot in Liberia? Or who gave me a little Coke to cool my chest because I've gone on a business venture in order for us to have a conversations of the services I'm going to be rendering to you? And after that, what next? Did I ask anybody to use their restroom, supposedly? And who showed me the way? Was it a safe environment? Do they have cameras there to capture people, not necessarily mean, but people who have gone there to do bad things, who want to take people things that don't belong to them. And the purpose of that is to capture every movement and every second at once, that investigators can easily act on it. There was a critical video call, as we all been hearing. They are killing me. They are killing me. Who are they? What were they doing there? On whose order were they acting, if that was the case? For what reason they were doing what they were doing? Was so much worth taking someone's life, whatever the case it might be? What could possibly be the end of this? Will we ever find or get to know what happens and why? From what we know, from what the family doctor said, there was no any sort of a mention of recent or in the past that he's aware of. Left house in good health, whether on the motorbike or on the keke or whatever means of transport that we know people find any way to get from point A to point B to Capitol Hill, reach there safely. A call came in the interim from the suburbs of ELWA junctions, as we are hearing, that has been reported, and went and answered that call and attained the purpose of the call. Got on a transport, whatever transport it is, but safely arrived there without any accident. Then how come? I know how the keke and the motorcyclists crazy boarding one another, scraping people's cars when you are driving. Somehow, some way, she managed to reach her destination, the point where she was going. So then what happens next? How come for us to get where we are today, to have this sort of conversation? How? I'm wondering who was the first encounterer of Princess when she entered her house of bathing or whatever. Who might have greeted her? Who welcomed her? Was he a ploy? Was she walking into the lion's den unknowingly? Was she familiar with the caller? Has she met the caller before, and where? Was it her first time entering, going to that place? I'm interested in knowing all of those answers. And the tendencies of we Liberians, we are unable to intervene when it is necessary to rescue one another. And I saw that, I witnessed that a couple of weeks over and over. People don't get a heck in that town. The day they're taking your phone, they look at you, they're going by their business. Unlike here, indirectly, people intervene. They will either call police or call neighbors to rescue you when there is a possibility of endangerment or your life has been threatened. But we don't care. We more or less believe in managing crisis, and we can effectively even manage the crisis. How can this possibly happen? Broad daylight, 1 o'clock. It's not under the darkness of cloud. What happens to those kids? Maybe they have not gone out there to find food or something to eat and nobody has spotted it. I'm wondering what other body were being discovered at the same place, or it were going to be disposed elsewhere. Yet we profess we are a nation of a Christian nation. But people are bad, not only inside Liberia, outside of Liberia, we are bad people. We profess to be good, but we are not good. We starve one another's back for no reason, for little or nothing. And we think our country can prosper under this sort of condition. Hell no way. With this sort of behavior, we either want to live in the crack kingdom world to pull one another, we don't elevate people. How long will we be talking about this kind of stuff? People, I don't know. I saw the representative position statement. Let's go to some of my for justice happening. Let's see here. I think I see here. Let's see the women and our mothers, our sisters, Ian in 10 crying for justice. All right, let's see here. Hold on one second. Let me just see here. Let me just bring this here. Oh no, that's not the people here. They're not the people here. They're not the people that they arrest people here. Oh, being they arrest business here, that the thing that will kill our president and for. They're not the arrest business I want right now. Let me see this one here. Let's see this here. Okay, let's play this here. You see, this is kind of stupid that I don't like to see. Reactionary tendency. They've been doing this thing for the last 5 years. It don't get them anywhere. This more or less should be a very serious business where people, that's not reactionary tendency thing here. You're not going to get anything out of it. You can have a protest, you can have this sort of conversations. It's not a type of revolutionary stuff here. Put a well-crafted statement, find friendly governments, organizations, institutions, organize yourself responsibly, and get your position statement. When you start with this reactionary haba thing, people don't take you serious, and that's who we are. So we can't even distinguish political rally from serious thing because it's the same slogan, it is the same things that are used to get them over to the other. So people don't take us serious. I haven't seen, maybe it's out there. I don't want to draw a conclusion. I haven't seen any official statement from major actors. Yes, they did it in the past, so they did something in the past, it didn't happen, so they can't do it again. This is part of the failed system and failed politicians that we have filtering, moving all around here, acting like they can be in charge. They can. When they become selective in their advocacy, because X and Y person is not within their political corridor, then that's a serious concern. This should be a concern of all. If you want to lead, you have to show strength, you have to show leadership, and call it as it should be. But maybe you look within your district, you're calling this person is not an active person, it's not a cheerleader, it's not this person or not this person, or not wearing any of these barrels, red, blue, green, or militant as they call them. So everybody zip up. That is unfair. We hope we are expecting the result of the autopsy tomorrow. We hope it's well done, and someone should answer question. Somebody, someplace, somewhere should be held liable. Somebody might have, or somebody witnessed something, and that person needs to come out to tell the Liberian people exactly what happens. It's just not magical. It's unusual. It's not normal. You just leave your house, went to town, went running down somewhere. It was not an accident. I mean, I find it a very difficult to process. When in people's house, if there was any medical condition attached, or whatever it is, somebody must provide an answer. Bottom line. People were there. Security, who was the very first encounter? And what were some of the exchanges, conversations, and stuff like that? Those are very important pieces and puzzles that you should gather to get them to the lead as to what happens or what went wrong. But if those questions cannot be answered, that's a serious concern. It's not a visit she's gone for to say, oh, she's going to visit and she's going to be back next week. END. That's the end of her life. Nobody wants their life to end in such a manner, in such a condition. Nobody wants to do that. I know it's biblical. We know where we were born. We don't know where we die. Is that part of it? Is it equivalent to that? I'm not sure. We all want to go one of these days. But you don't want to go in such a manner. It was not a sickness to say, oh, this person is being ill, this is a serious medical condition that we have tried, and there's no way. Or this person accidentally was involved in a motor accident and there's something happened instantly. Or you walk, you go somewhere, you enter whatever's going on, and you can't come back to end up being like that. It's a painful one. Well, it's 6:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Alfonso Z and Salt of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We're going to be back here this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. First time, the panelists will profile the conversations and we allow our audience to participate by their phone call. Try and absorb what you heard from yourself. Do not be a reactionary. Absorb, you listen. For those of you that follow, you listen to it extensively. We decided to do it an exclusive because we don't want people asking crazy, irrelevant questions or partisan questions. This is not partisan business. And so far, we got enough from the young man who is the front line of this whole thing. And our invitation is still out there to Director Moses Carter. In the meanwhile, Newsweek online reported today that a guy called General Dragon Mastered, one of the actors in the Liberian civil crisis, he been in Pennsylvania, lay Sekou Kamara, fought for law, was picked up in Pennsylvania yesterday. He was picked up for fraudulent act, using documents that does not belong to him. Let me see. I want to have this here. Let me put this here. This is calling General Dragon Sekou. Like, let me put this here, and you're going to see this. Let me do this quick screen sharing here. We always out there try to get news. You need to be brought up to speed. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, the calling General Dragon Master, who participated in the civil crisis in Liberia, was picked up in Pennsylvania. That's him right there. Let me just put this here. I see your man Charles Stewart, all of that. Newsweek reported that today, March 29, General Dragon Master, a Liberian civil war, who participated in the Liberian civil war, was arrested. Today, see, that's the president in the hay. Who is that? Is that Prince Johnson on the other side? Who this other person here? I can let me see. Let me see. Yeah, that's Attila there. You know, this is the dragon. He was picked up. See, lay Sekou Kamara was charged with using the fraudulently obtained immigration document. Fraudulently obtained immigration document. And he was picked up in Pennsylvania by the authority. Yeah, he who lives by the sword shall die by the sword, and all of these people are going to pay their price. I am Afonso Zin, so have a pleasant evening, and I will be back here. Imon George, the liberal progressive, going to be back here to provide these conversations and look at other news making headline.
In the morning when I wake up, in the night when I wake up, I will lift up my voice to heaven and give you the highest praise. Hallelujah to my King, hallelujah to my Father, hallelujah to my Jesus. I bow before the throne when I look at all the wonder and I see all the creation. The beauty of the universe, you never change. You never lie. You never change. You never fail. Hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
From the West African nation of Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Zawu Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. It has been very good to have this business established here. We are 1 year since we opened here in Anono. There have been few challenges here that have faced in this country, and that is all about the language. But yet instead, I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to be discouraged. I open a business and things have been fine.
My name is Mercy Wangarilanga. I am a finance officer working for an international organization. I have a master's degree in business administration. So today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk to you about the COVID pandemic and how it has affected the business sector in terms of me working in an organization, an international organization.
Don't miss out. Be my guest. It's coming soon on Liberia Public Radio and Television.
All right, have a pleasant evening, and we'll be back here this evening for our last and final segment with our team of panelists contributed right here to the Liberia Public Radio for the last and final edition. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Everybody, everything's going bad. The situation getting worse. Everybody in the country getting mad. Dishonesty, poverty on the rise. The leaders them making empty promises. Promises for no damn strategies. Yeah, this is better days, money in the pockets. Oh, after holidays only for the bosses. Yeah, there's a better days, money in your pockets. Holidays only for the bosses. Oh yo, hey, what about the children? What about the people? What about your families? What are gonna eat though? Yeah, so Sophie and we waiting you. Yeah, so they don't really care about you. They don't care, my people, it's true. They don't wanna see you break through. The whole country's getting confused. Corruption, no questions. The country's going in the wrong direction. Leaders high belly, many mentions. We don't know where the money come from.